Welcome to SEC Football Live here on the 440 Sports Network. Yet again, not live. I am Braden Gall. That is Chris Childers, and we are brought to you by ML Rose. It's merely a suggestion now, Chris, the live part of the show name. How are you, sir?
It's going to be like live soon, so close enough. Yeah. Kind of live-ish. But hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. 7 great locations for ML Rose. Now 7 great locations all across Middle Tennessee. And here's the deal. We have a very fancy, special, exciting SEC element to ML Rose coming up this fall that I cannot wait to tell you about. We will not be able to do that this week. We will tell you about it next week. I'm very excited about it. It's going to be a competition.
Okay.
For SEC alumni in the city of Nashville. It's going to be a lot of fun. Do you
have to be an undergraduate alumni, or can you be
no
alumni?
No, intentionally not undergraduate. No.
Okay, so I can qualify.
Excuse me. And technically, you could just be a fan. You don't actually have to graduate.
Okay.
I was just saying that.
Gotcha.
As a term we like to use.
Gotcha.
Brand new location. The 7th is in Inglewood, which is in my neighborhood right here in East Nashville. They have AstroTurf Field in the back where the kids can play.
Nice.
They've got spicy cheese curds. They've got fantastic televisions. It is a wonderful place to go watch football.
Spicy cheese curds,
dude. They are.
What's in them?
They're spectacular.
What's in them?
It's cheese.
But what's the spicy cheese?
What's the spice of it?
Yeah.
I don't know what. I can't give away their recipes.
I want to know. Oh, I'm going to ML Rose as soon as we get off the air because I want to know what's in the spicy curd.
It's so good. They're really they are extremely crushable. There's no question about that.
That sounds amazing.
Big time drink specials on Saturdays and Sundays to pregame, getting ready for your college and pro football Saturdays and Sundays this fall. Again, 7 great locations, and stay tuned. We got a competition coming for all you SEC fans in Middle Tennessee. So going to be a lot of fun. A lot of great local beers there too. They partnered in the East Nashville location. They partnered with East Nashville Beer Works to create one of the best sets of taps anywhere in the city. And it is one of the best places already instantly to go watch sports in my neighborhood. So I will be there most Saturdays with the fam. The kids love it. You come on over anytime you want, Childers. And there's going to be some soccer stuff happening at that location too.
Nice.
Give me some soccer stuff.
We're
working.
Yeah, cool.
We're working on stuff. Big 3 points for our Gunners on the road at Old Trafford on week 1. So there we go.
Very nice. Yes.
Yeah, there we go. All right. So we're going to talk. I'm going to get your official kind of predictions, like time capsule them, stick them in stone and say, hey, look, here's who we think is going to make the playoff. Here's the championship. Here's this. And I'm going to do all that a little bit later on. We do have to touch on this bizarro Big Ten. I don't know what. I'm convinced that Tony Petitti doesn't even like college football. I'm convinced. So we'll discuss that coming up. But I got to start with Auburn. And this does kind of lead us into our prediction, because here's how I've viewed Auburn over the course of the summer. I don't know how you viewed them, but I am very excited about this team. I thought they've been underrated most of the summer. A great offensive line, a better quarterback situation, year 3 under Hugh Freeze, 2 NFL receivers, NFL front 7 personnel. I really easy schedule. I thought this Auburn team was going to be last year's Tennessee.
Yeah.
They're gonna take a schedule that's pretty easy and favorable, and they're gonna run through a bunch of it, and they got a chance to challenge for 9 or 10 wins, which is crazy. I know I'm crazy. The problem is, the more Hugh Freeze opens his mouth over the course of the last 3 or 4 weeks, the less convinced I am that this team is going to be great. I still like the personnel. I still like what they're doing. But about 3 or 4 weeks ago, he's like, well, I don't, we're not really recruiting very well. And, we're doing it the right way, though. And, we're committing to the right way, which anytime a coach or an athletic director uses the phrase but we're doing it the right way, is code for we are really disappointed in our performance.
Yeah.
And then this week we find out that there's a chance that 3 quarterbacks could play against Baylor next Friday night with 3 different play callers, which is unprecedented, even for Hugh Freeze. So tell me what the hell is going on with the Auburn Tigers on the Plains.
I was with you. I thought Jackson Arnold, and they brought in a couple of decent players to help him out. Wide receiver looks strong. Schedule not overly daunting. Big opportunity out of the gates against Baylor. They had a good portal year. So I'm thinking across the board, this is a chance maybe for them to be that Tennessee. There's a lot of winnable games before October.
Yeah.
You've got the Baylor game. You've got South Alabama, Ball State, Oklahoma. I'm just looking at it right now in my Athlon magazine. At Texas A&M is kind of the first. Well, we'll see what Oklahoma ends up being, but they should be 3-0. This team, the fact that they have no idea what the hell they look like offensively, the fact that they're going on the road to Waco and playing musical chairs, not only at the position, but with the play caller.
It's insane. It's insane.
If I'm Yellowwood right now, if I'm Big Booster, the only billionaire in Auburn, I'm breathing into a paper bag. Gus Malzahn could have done this.
And he's not a small fellow. Like he probably does need to work on his breathing exercise.
He looks like the guy from Curious George, but just larger. But he wears the all yellow suit and the whole thing. But Yellowwood's going to be breathing into a paper bag because this is a nightmare. I can't imagine this going well. If you don't, and I don't think Hugh Freeze is playing a game. I don't think he's smart enough to play the game like that. You've been around Hugh. I've been around Hugh. He's backwoods Benny, man. I mean, he is what he is.
He's Baby Billy.
He's Uncle Baby Billy's Bubba
Uncle Baby Billy.
Yes. But
so we had Joseph Goodman on here from AL.com.
And Uncle Baby Billy was a mess, like Hugh Freeze.
A couple months ago, Joseph Goodman's on here, and I said, who's closer to the playoff, Alabama or Auburn? He said Auburn. And his theory was,
wow.
Well, and this was a couple months ago, so new information has come to light, man.
Yes.
And
yes.
and the theory was that Hugh Freeze was sort of sandbagging. That Hugh Freeze is like, how so this is there is grounds for this theory, which is interesting.
Okay.
Because Saban, what would Saban always do? If Saban was very complimentary of his team during the summer, you knew he thought they were soft. It was the opposite, right? Like when if he was always talking about how, there's a brotherhood, they're together, they really love each other, blah, blah, blah. It's because he knows they were mentally not tough enough to be challenged. And if he had a great team that he knew was good, he would hammer them in the preseason. This team's not good enough. They're terrible at this. He was keeping them grounded versus building them up, right? So there is precedent with some of the great coaches that do this from time to time. Kirby Smart does it from time to time. So I'm not like, it is a theory that has happened in the state of Alabama. Do you and I believe that Hugh Freeze is doing that? I don't know, but that was his theory that, hey, he really likes his team. He really likes his offensive line. He really likes his receiving core. He likes year 3. The roster depth is better. All that stuff is factually true. But that he was sandbagging, and all of that made sense up until the point where Jackson Arnold has not won the job less than 10 days from having to go on the road and play
unless he has
a very good unless he is
and
lying
they're just
to all
with
of us. Look, would it be the first time Hugh Freeze has lied to all of us?
No, but the other lies were about ladies of the evening. I mean, this wasn't about quarterback. This wasn't about who's calling plays. I mean, Hugh Freeze to me is not the kind of guy that plays these games. He's oh golly gee shucks. He's oh pal. We do it the right way, pal. And we hold hands and we trust each other, pal. I mean, he's like you said, he's Uncle Baby Billy. He's Bible bonkers.
His delivery on the SEC documentary in those meetings, if you're ready to go, clap 3 times. He's just, I don't even have any thoughts on some of those meetings.
He is what he is.
It's all
and I think we all thought when he got to Auburn, it was going to be beautiful. Like, okay, he gets to Auburn. He's from Liberty. He's
who thought
had great success. I thought so.
What?
Yeah, of course.
Has he ever won 10 games ever?
The guy had success against Nick Saban at Ole Miss.
He couldn't beat Memphis, but sure.
Was good at Liberty. I thought he'd come in and be better than the disaster that had been Auburn previously. Sure.
Well, that's not hard. Brian Harsin set the bar pretty low.
But, well, no, they set the bar pretty low for Brian Harsin. Brian Harsin had no chance.
Fair.
That was Rich Rodriguez at Michigan, no chance. I mean,
he didn't do himself any favors.
He didn't, but he had no chance. Let's be honest. Yeah. He was like Blutarski's grade point average in Animal House. His chances were 0.0.
Let me see. Okay, he won 10. He did win 10 at Ole Miss in 2015.
Okay. 10 years ago, but
I stand corrected. He won 10 games.
It's been a minute.
Did they beat Alabama that year in 2015?
I think it was like the game that Alabama
yeah,
turned it
they
over
did.
5 times.
Inside their own 35-yard line.
Yeah, remember? Like they gave it away a bunch.
Yes, and that year they lost to Memphis.
That sounds like Hugh Freeze, but at least he beat Alabama.
They lost to Memphis and Arkansas that year. They went.
But he beat Alabama.
Technically they needed the Oklahoma State game to win the bowl game. So in theory, they have not won. He has not won 10 games at our school in the regular season. My point is not to.
But don't you think they'd pee their pants for 9 at this point at Auburn?
Sure. Well,
the way it's gone,
they pee their pants on Friday nights routinely, which is totally different. But
that's true.
Here's the thing:
after a nice cup of Toomer's lemonade,
I never thought the risk was worth the reward because I never thought the reward was high enough with Hugh Freeze.
Okay,
like if you bring in Urban Meyer, you're probably going to win a national title.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's lots of inherent risk involved in all of that you're going to take as an organization and put all of the people on your campus, potentially one half of the gender, at risk. Same thing with Hugh Freeze, but you don't have the guaranteed upside. That was always my concern. I think he's a good coach. I think he's going to win games, but there's no guarantee he's ever going to win big enough to justify the risk. Was always my thing. And maybe he's different. Maybe he's changed. Sure.
Who would you have hired instead at the time? Prime?
God, no. He doesn't even want to coach. He doesn't even want to coach Colorado right now.
Well, I'm just asking, who would you have hired besides him?
Oh, I have to go back and look 2 years. Who was available? Who would you go after? Like right now, I would hire John Summerall over Hugh Freeze in 2 seconds.
Okay.
I would hire John Summerall.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the point. The point is, like, he's a good coach. Risk versus reward. Didn't think it was worth it. So I will push back on. We all thought it was going to be great. I always wondered.
Okay, my dumbass thought it was going to be great.
Well,
I'll stand accounted.
But like you weren't going on radio saying on your show.
I didn't think they were going to win a national title. Right. But I thought he'd make them better. I mean, yeah.
Right. And I think they will be better this year.
Yeah.
3 even for Hugh
play callers.
Even for Hugh Freeze, 3
and
play
3 quarterbacks. What if that really happens?
I hope so.
What if it's every other play? Here comes another quarterback.
That's insane.
We have a first down quarterback, a second down quarterback, and a third down quarterback, and a different play caller for each down. And if we want to mix it up, we'll just alternate spots in the second half to throw them off. I mean, what are we doing? Because that's what it sounds like they're doing.
Let's bring in the bulldozer guy on 3rd and long to really throw him off.
And they're claiming national championships.
All right, that's just we'll get to that
for fun.
All right, let's do that. Let's do that because we've already vented about what the hell's happening. By the way, the Baylor game for both teams is one of the most underrated games in all of Week 1.
That's huge.
Auburn at Baylor on a Friday night is special.
And how weird is Dave Aranda, dude? That guy's another dude. That's
So. All right, let's do the claims thing. Here's the thing. I care so little about this story that I can't even tell you what years they're claiming outside of 04 because I just assume 04 is one of them because they were undefeated and think that they could have beaten USC, which they cannot in that 2004 season. But this is distractor in chief stuff here. This is like sending in the National Guard to Washington, D.C. to distract from the Epstein files. That's what this is. This is Auburn being peak troll because no one gives a shit who claims what in the championships. Alabama fans say, "Oh, we got 22 championships," and no one actually cares. It's a punchline. It's a joke. And I actually think Auburn is through the looking glass on this. I think they are intentionally just trying to troll all of college football and distract from the fact that they're going to have 3 coordinators with 3 quarterbacks on Friday night against Baylor. It just feels so. It feels so not real.
I can't imagine it's real. I can't imagine that it's real. I mean, it feels like it's a distraction. By the way, with what you just mentioned, cannot wait to watch South Park tonight. Based on the teaser, cannot wait. South Park's been off the charts.
Relax, guy.
Oh my God, take a rest, guy. It's
Dora the Explorer. Dora the Explorer is giving Hugh Freeze a massage.
Dude, it's. If you haven't seen him, you have to watch him.
Get back on track.
But that is what it feels like. Like this is a Trey and Matt episode. Like South Park's gone to Auburn, to the hills. And we're going to have 3 different play callers and 3 different quarterbacks. And on top of it, we're going to claim extra championships.
You know how there's like marketing meetings with like real stodgy old marketing people for like big companies, and they sit down in a beige conference room with beige office chairs with beige carpet and beige paint on the walls and beige everything, and they go, "Oh, we've got a really great idea to go viral." And they create something that has some like overt sexual innuendo that no one in the room picked up on.
No.
And they put, you know what I'm saying? Like they'll put out this marketing, like a big company will put out a marketing thing and not realize that it looks like a vagina.
Yes. Yes.
And they're like, oh shit, we didn't think about that.
Those are my favorite.
And then they immediately like 48 hours later, the internet goes crazy and the internet pulls it all. And they're like, oh God, we got to, okay, back up. And then they backpedal, they pull everything back. Go, hey, we apologize. We did not realize that because we're a bunch of stodgy suits.
Was Hugh backpedaled here?
No, here's my thought. Like,
have we seen the vagina? I mean, what's going on? Is that what the statue looks like? Remember that Everybody Loves Raymond episode where the mother drew the statue for Raymond?
I cannot believe
it was a vulva.
I cannot believe that people around the Auburn program would sit around and say, you know what we need to do right now? We need to claim some more championships that we didn't win. It has to be on purpose to just troll everybody.
You think it's the great distraction, don't you?
I do.
It's just they're waving their hand.
Look over here.
So I don't know though, because I've been to Auburn, and you and I both know their basketball coach pretty well. We've worked with him in the past.
Master of distraction.
He's unreal. I mean, what he has become in the last 5 years. The last 2 years. I mean, he will show you his hand here and then do something different over on the other side of the room. It's incredible. With this program, would I put anything past them? Anything at all? No. Do you see Northern programs going out there and claiming bogus titles?
Oh, we'll get to them. They don't even care about college football. We'll get to them.
No.
1910, 1914, 1958, and 2004. I think we could get into a really big debate on who was the best team in 1914.
And the Auburn excuses. And here's what the most incredible thing, I don't care about it either, because I think it's all stupid and semantics. But the funny thing is, and our friend Barrett Salee said this yesterday, who's an Auburn grad, and I thought it was so telling. And it was like, for those that are going to get offended by this, just go look at Alabama's claim titles.
It's
like, hey, we're going to go out and claim all this nonsense, but if you get mad at us,
it's like
just go look at our rival.
This is like my one daughter being like, well, but she hit me first. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care who started it.
This is the southeastern part of the country.
But here's the other element to this whole genius. We live in a post-truth world. We live in a post-fact world.
There's no truth that exists.
The truth
anymore.
and the facts don't matter.
No.
You and I could just claim 1940s championships and no one could prove us right. You and I should walk around and just talk about how our fathers co-head coached a national champion at Yale in 1941, and no one would know whether or not we're telling the truth. Or not.
My dad was the best athlete to ever live. He won the Stanley Cup, the MLB Cy Young, the Lombardi Trophy in 1 season, 1 year.
And also, my dad did that too.
Yeah, same season. Same year.
They were the Deion Sanders of their time.
It is amazing how we live in this world now.
Nobody's
going to
No one is going to miss.
No, there's no truth anymore.
No one is going to get in an argument with any Auburn fan about 1910 or 1914.
No, and nobody cares to anymore.
No one gives a shit.
I think 15 years ago we would have complained louder, but now the world is so numb. We're so numb that it's just like whatever.
All right, ML Rose, everybody. go to ML Rose.
Go to ML Rose for your beer.
And burgers.
That brings
us to the north.
Yes.
That brings us to the north.
Yes.
Which is Tony Petitti, who I am now convinced does not even like the sport of college football. A 24 or 28 team playoff. This is the monkeys throwing fecal matter on the walls. This is young children throwing spaghetti at each other. This is they want to get the SEC so badly off of 8 games.
Yes.
And they want to buy their way into more playoff spots so badly that they are willing to move the goalposts and this is all negotiating tactics, in my opinion. This is about moving the goalpost and moving the Overton window on the discussion itself. So they're going to say the craziest possible shit that when they actually do come back off the ledge and say, fine, we'll do 16. That 16 seems like a totally reasonable thing to do because they've asked for 37 teams in the playoff. And this is all negotiating, which at one point, in one way, you could say brilliant strategy. In another way, you could say you clearly don't actually like college football. So I don't know. I don't think anything's going to come of this, but it does. SEC fans need to know this is a negotiating tactic to try to extract something from the SEC. That's my opinion.
That's the popular take. That is the take that I'm hearing more often than not. I have not heard one person say that they think this can happen. I haven't heard one person say that they think this is real until you're about to hear me say that I think it's going to happen. Here's why I think it's real and why I think people are missing the boat on this. And it sounds ludicrous, but I actually think the Big Ten's going to get this pulled off.
Whoa. Think they're going to pull what off?
This expansion.
To 24 teams?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, I believe this. I don't think this is insane at all. I actually think this is happening. Yes. And I'm going to tell you why I think it's going to happen. They have a problem right now, and the problem is called conference championship games. Conference championship games are sitting there as empty inventory, but they're big cash grabs that they don't want to give away that cash. However, the games have become irrelevant to the participants.
Well, only for two. Only for the Big Ten and the SEC, not for the other leagues. The other leagues, they're great games. ACC,
those are
Big 12 playing.
Sure,
games.
But those are huge, important games. The Big Ten and the SEC.
True.
Okay, so those two games in itself, last year irrelevant. Didn't care. Didn't matter. Ohio State won the national title. Didn't even play in the game.
No, the
so
atmosphere.
You have something now.
The atmosphere in Mercedes-Benz for Georgia and Texas,
non-existent.
It was a great game, but it was not the same as it normally is. For
Killed
sure.
it.
Yeah, I agree.
To me, you have a conference title game problem. To me, the 2014 to 2018 playoff will then eliminate the conference title game problem and allows for you to expand inventory. And the answer is always money. Now, what's the question? And I think there's money to be had, which is why. And it allows them to stay with their little 9-game deal and let the SEC have their 8. And everybody gets their cake and eat it too. And it might be the way we avoid eventually going to the 2 AFC, NFC model. So do I think there's more merit to it than 99.999% of people? I do, simply because of the fact, and you can debate me on this. Sorry, I'm spitting like the king in Hamilton. But you can debate me on this, and you might be completely right. I might be missing something clear. But my reason for why it made sense to me, even though it seems like it's just a mass quantity over quality, which it is, but to me, why it would make sense is because we have something right now that has been profitable called the conference title games that have become irrelevant. And this is the way to go around them while still making the money.
Yeah, I don't disagree with your theory on this, by the way. I think that the Big Ten, they have one other big problem, which is tied to money, which is that they don't have good enough teams to get into the playoff consistently to make that extra chunk of cash. And they want more. And Fox, importantly, which does not own any playoff games, wants a piece of the playoff pie. They don't own any playoff games. And so and we all know it's going to 16 because that triggers an increase in revenue from ESPN around the playoff inventory. 12 games, going to 12 or going to 14 does not trigger any extra revenue. Going to 16 triggers automatic increase in payment in a rights fee from ESPN for the TV contract. So look, all the dollars point in a direction to add some form of inventory. I think the reason the sport has revolted around the automatic qualifiers that the Big Ten wants, that no one else wants. Fans of the Big Ten don't necessarily even want that. SEC certainly does not. I think there's a revolt happening around some of these ideas. And so I do think there is a critical mass where if you do something so ridiculously dumb for the sake of college football, that everybody kind of comes together and says, wait a second, let's not do that. So what I'm trying to figure out is what is the thing that is a notch below that? Like, what is the thing that's below that they're actually angling for? Because
the
every
thing you think is what they're going high to.
Bingo.
Yeah, I got it. I got what you're saying.
They want the 16. We know that, and I think they're going to that. They want the SEC to come off 8 games. We know they want that. I mean, they were as unified as the Big Ten coaches have ever been in the history of the world on their talking points, clearly pre-prepared at Big Ten Media Days to talk about, well, the 9-game schedule. I'm like, let's just forget about the fact that Michigan 2 years ago, Ohio State last year, and Penn State this year will not play a single Power 4 team out of conference. Just forget about that for a second. Just ignore that reality. What's interesting is I'm trying to figure out, because the play-in model for the SEC and for the Big Ten is really intriguing to me as a college football fan. You told me that 3 versus 6 and 4 versus 5 on a Saturday in the South is going to give me 2 playoff spots. That sounds really interesting, purely on an entertainment and drama standpoint. So what I'm trying to figure out, because that's the automatic qualifier thing.
Yeah.
And nobody wants that. It's already been kind of tabled. So the question is, what is the thing they will actually settle on? And that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because I agree with you. It's about Championship Saturday not having enough financial value. And so what the 24 or the 28 model does is puts a bunch of games on that weekend, right, that they can go sell as playoff games. There's got to be a middle ground here somewhere. And I don't know exactly what it is, but I think there's going to be some press release before December 1st, which is the deadline for the decision. There's going to be some big press release, and it's going to be SEC and Big Ten have come to an agreement. And it's going to be bullet points of like 4 or 5 things that are all going to come out, and we're all going to see it all at one time. And I don't
Do you think it'll include the elimination of a conference title game?
Only if they have a replacement that makes more money.
Yeah. Agreed.
Now, could it be, I mean, now we're just like brainstorming here. Could it be something along the lines of conference tournament stuff like in basketball?
What if it was like the 3rd versus 4th place team in the league playing for access to the playoff?
See, this is the problem.
Instead of a title game that doesn't matter, this is 3 versus 4 playing for or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Well, but that's the theory behind the 4 automatic qualifiers is that 3 plays 6 for the 3rd spot.
But instead of the conference title game, I'm saying.
Yes, and 4 plays 5.
Yeah.
That's absolutely, those become way more important than 1 versus 2, and 1 versus 2 don't even play. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that's a 4 automatic qualifier thing. We already kind of know college football has revolted against that. It's not going to fly. So the question is, what's the mechanism that happens on a Saturday or a Sunday or a weekend that is the first weekend in December that allows them to make a fortune, but also doesn't piss off enough people that it could pass, that it could fly? And I don't know what that answer is.
I don't know what it is either, but they'll figure it out if it's out there.
Like, how do you take conference tournaments in basketball? How do you take that mechanism and turn it into football? I don't know how you do it.
I don't know, because some reason those are popular, and I find them so boring. Like, the SEC tournament happens in Nashville every year.
You got to think group of 5 stuff. You got to think lower.
I get it. But like the SEC tournament happens in Nashville. I don't even want to go. I never go.
What else is very popular right now in sports? One-off things, one-off little tournaments, right? The NBA does this thing in the middle of the year. NHL does the 4 Nations thing. Yeah. It's this. So I'm trying to think of like
NASCAR's doing it now.
Because gimmicky stuff sells. And so I'm trying to think, outside of automatic qualifying, what else could you put on that weekend that would make enough money, still have some importance? I do think the SEC Big Ten scheduling challenge in like week 0 every year is a huge, huge moneymaker.
Well, I've always told you what I think.
Huge moneymaker.
But they will never do it. Last place SEC, first place Sun Belt, winner gets the league spot.
Oh,
and away we go.
Yeah. No,
away we go, baby.
I love relegation.
You want eyeballs.
As a lifelong diehard EPL Arsenal fan, I agree with you.
Yeah, as an Arsenal fan for 2 months, you absolutely agree. And I love that. You know what, though? You've actually gone all in, and I love it.
I'm in, dude.
You're in.
We did the bid on the show, Club and Country Podcast. Go check it out, covering Nashville SC. And I chose it. They took me on a journey up the EPL Everest. They were my Sherpas, and I did the process authentically, and I ended up picking a team that I never expected to pick, and now here I am. So now my YouTube algorithm is nothing but Max Dowman highlights. It's ridiculous.
Very East Nashville of you, East London of you, North London.
I'm North London,
but it's East Nashville essentially. Is North London.
Well, Tottenham is our arch rival. They're East. They're
a bunch of tools.
Bunch of babies.
Losers. They're the Chicago Bears of the Bears-Packers rivalry.
North London forever.
Yes.
All right.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So I don't know what's going to happen, but the Big Ten, Tony Petitti specifically, they're doing everything they can to gum up the works, my guy. Like, it is. I don't know what they're going to get out of it.
I guess they can. It's been 20 years of being dominated by the southeastern part of the country. I think now that they got a little something, They got a little power. They're taking full advantage of it. They're not backing down.
Well,
they are
maybe.
Tom Pettying this thing, fourth quarter style at a Florida game.
If they got that much power, maybe they should force their best teams to play tougher games out of conference.
Maybe they should. Maybe they should. Because who was it? Kurt Signetti said he's playing an SEC style non-conference, which is like Tiddlywinks Tech and Sally Struthers A&T.
And look at his conference schedule last year.
I know. That's what he said.
GTFOH, man. All right.
That's
I love Kurt.
said.
And I love Kurt Signetti. Great coach.
Yes.
Okay.
Handsome.
And honestly, at Indiana, I don't have a problem with that. It's my problem with scheduling like that is at Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State.
Yes.
That they're scheduling like that. Anyway, as Alabama will play Florida State and Wisconsin this year.
Yes, they will.
GTFOH, Big Ten. All right. So I want to get
cheese curds for all.
Spicy cheese
against Wisconsin. Yes.
Spicy cheese curds. I want to go down there for that game, actually. Drive down to Tuscaloosa. That'd be great to go check.
Do you want to go?
I would love to go. Can you get us some tickets?
Yeah.
Give me some tickets. Let's go.
I can actually.
I'll go down there.
Let's go, me and you. We'll do like a Boogaloos thing.
Oh, we haven't done that in a while.
And I got a place to stay right next to the stadium. At the Westfield thing or whatever it's called. Like right across the street.
Do we get to share a bed?
I'll take the couch. You can have the bed.
So noble.
Yes.
All right. ML Rose, 7 great locations all across the city. Craft beer and burgers, best taps in the city, all supporting good micro craft beer in the city, and the best burgers. And according to my wife, the best ranch dipping sauce. And as of this week, the best spicy cheese curds I have ever had.
Oh, so, spicy curds.
Yeah, spicy curds. So go check out those spicy curds. Curds. Okay. I want to get you kind of on the record here with our predictions because Auburn is really throwing my predictions in up in the air because I had Auburn as like a top 20 team. I thought they were like 7th in the SEC. I had them way higher than everybody else. You know, we've got some starters, by the way, that have been named. We have not covered that, but Joey Aguilar named the starter for Tennessee. Ty Simpson named the starter last week. We talked about it on the show for Alabama. There's a bunch of other ones. Do you buy that this is the best year for quarterbacks that we've seen? I kind of feel like I was saying that last year, but this year, like you have Arch, Lagway, and Sellers, all of whom could be number 1 overall picks. You got Nussmeier, who's probably a first-round pick. You have Austin Simmons, Gunnar Stockton, and Ty Simpson, who have not really started a lot at all, but have extraordinary talent on great teams. You got Marcel Reed and Taylon Green, who both could have big-time seasons. That doesn't even include John Mateer, Diego Pavia, Joey Aguilar, Bo Prabula, who, by the way, if you study Missouri right now, not a lot of optimism coming out of that camp.
No. I was just asking somebody about that today.
I think Missouri's in for a rough year.
Yeah, it didn't seem
personally
very good. But, you know,
go ahead.
It's interesting because it took you like 6 or 7 guys to get to Diego Pavia, which had as big of a media scrum as anybody had at SEC Media Days. The guy he's a star. He was the guy that beat Alabama, and, you know, he's got a big personality. They won a bunch of games for Vanderbilt. They've got that beautiful stadium that's in the works of almost being done. And there's something about him. And he's coming back, and he fought the system and won. He took down the NCAA, he fought the extra year of eligibility, and he got it. He did what Tennessee baseball couldn't do. He got himself the extra year. So with that said, that's another guy you kind of look at and say, well, he can be special. I think so. He's
drinking fancy new water now.
Oh,
you know that?
Beautiful fancy water.
He's drinking
only
fancy
the
new
best
water
for Diego Pavia. Nussmeier's probably the number 1 guy when it comes to the NFL and the salivation. We've seen LSU quarterbacks in the NFL the last 2 go-rounds look pretty damn good. Joe Burrow is, in my opinion, I got Cincinnati winning the Super Bowl. I don't know how you feel about the NFL, but I got Cincy because of Joe. And we know Jaden.
They better have some defensive players. Go ahead.
The defense is a work in progress, but I like that Cincy team. And I feel they're going to be better, like top 15 defensively. Okay. Not great, but better. Anyway, I know that's me. ADHD. But Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels, 2 in a row, pretty damn good. And Nussmeier's kind of that next guy that's in line to be a superstar. So I think that's a sure bet. I don't know how to feel about Arch. I think Arch is a star. I'm going to say Arch is a star, but I haven't seen Arch be a star yet. And I have seen him play in limited action. And I just, for whatever weird ass reason, I can't get two things out of my head. I can't get Jeremy Johnson out of my head at Auburn, who was a preseason Heisman favorite and ended up just being a disaster, which I just can't get it out of my head. And then the other thing was I'm standing there pregame.
Let's see. How about this? Let's see how many preseason superstar quarterbacks that failed miserably can we discuss. Who like you say Jeremy Johnson, I'll say John Brantley. Who you got?
No, there's a bunch of them.
Who you got? Name another one.
There's in what level? I mean, you could
go in the SEC.
SEC. You can go all across the board. There's
5 stars, 5 stars that didn't work out.
Oh God, there's a
Cooper Bateman. Go.
Yeah, let's not, because my head's
Brock Berlin.
Right now. I know you're going to have plenty of them. Mitch Mustaine. How about that? Mitchie and Beck Campbell, his loving mother.
David Cornwell.
I don't know what to think about Georgia's quarterback.
I like him, but man, he's
like howdy doody, man. He's like a ventriloquist doll. Like he looks like you're ready to move your hand, and he's gonna go boop, 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 boop. Like yes. That's Connor Stockton.
We're being very rude.
But honestly, I just don't. Is that guy a star? Is he a star? And for Arch, the other thing I can't get out of my head was on the field. And listen, I got my own eyeballs, so I can make my own assumptions. But you know my affinity for Phil Savage. And Phil, at the time, was the acting general manager of the New York Jets. And we're standing there watching these guys warm up. And he's just like, Quinn Ewers is better. I'm sorry. He's just a better player than Arch Manning.
What game was this?
The Vandy game.
Okay.
We're watching warm-ups before the game. And, he's talking about how Arch has a little wobble in his throw and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, all right, well, we'll see what happens. And Phil's been doing this a long time.
Cam Ward's football wobbles heavily. Just
listen, I'm not.
Point of fact.
I get it. So who's to say he's not going to be exceptional? I kind of have a feeling, though, Ty Simpson's going to have the year of years. I really do.
I am this close to picking Texas, Alabama in the SEC championship.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm likely to head by the end of the segment here, because Bama, to me, with Simpson, when I talked to Kalen a month ago, typically you can get, if you look into a coach's eyes when he talks about his quarterback, kind of get an idea if the guy's got confidence or not. I think he thinks he's got a star. I think he thinks this guy knows how to run a system. He understands what to do with the football. He's smart. And he's got Ryan Williams at his disposal. So I think there's some upset people that Jam Miller's not 100% and banged up because they thought he was going to be really, really important and special. But I don't know. I kind of still think Ty Simpson is going to have a big year. So I'm with you. Lenora Sellers, it's going to be good across the board. But the question is, does Tennessee have a quarterback?
I don't know. And if we're going to break this down into chunks and sort of like, what's your official predictions, which they are what they are. They're not, they're just fun to talk about.
They're predictions.
Like Georgia's the one I can't figure out. I know that at the end of the year, they're going to be really good. And if they're 10-2 and they're going into the playoff and they're really good and they've answered some of these questions, they have as good a chance to win the national championship as anybody. Because you know who loves not being talked about by anybody? Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart loves it.
Craves
he loves it. So it's hard not to pick Texas, Georgia as the two best teams in the conference with the schedules the way they are. I've moved Alabama up to basically like 6th in the nation. Like I have them in that top tier of teams that I think are among the best. I'd probably include Clemson, Penn State, and Ohio State in that group. So it would probably be Clemson, Penn State, Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama, Texas. Those would be my top 6. Then I think there's questions, but like a lot of talent with programs like LSU. I really Texas A&M I think is a top 15 team. I think Florida is a playoff team if DJ Lagway is healthy, but we just don't know about that. South Carolina is the other one I can't figure out because I think if everything goes the way it's supposed to, they have the right pieces. They have a schedule that sets up where they're going to win 5 or 6 games to start the season. They're always better at the second half of the season. So if they stack a bunch of wins early and then they play their tough games late, they could be a team that's 10-2 and making the playoffs. So who makes the playoffs in the SEC?
I think it's Alabama. And It's weird because as you were just talking, I don't know who to pull the trigger on. And I've gone through this in my head over and over again. I've talked about it on the radio. I've talked about it with people on their radio shows. I think Texas, just because, and I'm not completely sold on Arch, but I think that defensive line is going to be good enough to make them a real pain in the ass. And I think you'll see that against Julian Sayin and company. So I think I lean Texas. We saw it last year. I lean Alabama. But I'm just staring at the list right now, right? So I've got the Athlon magazine and I'm just staring at it. And I'm trying to think, I don't know, is there a team that's sitting there 9 through 16 that potentially could get to Georgia
Auburn.
that we're not even thinking about right now, just based on the quarterback? Like
Auburn.
Tennessee's picked 10th in the league.
It's
Auburn. I get that. No quarterback. Dylan Sampson's gone. You're losing a bunch of the team. But Heupel's kind of, at least in my opinion, deserved somewhat of a benefit.
They don't have the supporting. So this is the way I would explain it, because I agree with you. I've struggled with Tennessee as well. Joey Aguilar started a ton of football games, like 30-plus games at App State. The problem is that Heupel has evolved and shown us how to evolve over the last 2 seasons, which is really smart stuff. He knew that Joe Milton was limited, and so he leaned on a 3-headed running backfield and ran the football like crazy in the second half of that season 2 years ago to take the pressure off Joe Milton. Last year, they added defense to this. Stayed with the running game with Dylan Sampson, but added defense. Last year was a defense and running football team, not a traditional Josh Heupel offense. The problem is they don't have the defense and they don't have the supporting cast. And now the quarterback we don't know about. Now, the high floor on his offense is absolutely there. Aguilar started a lot of games. He should be able to be productive. My issue, and the schedule is very manageable for Tennessee, which we've talked about ad nauseum. My issue is they doesn't have the supporting cast to evolve to this year. If Joey Aguilar doesn't do it, there's not another answer yet that they have. And so, I think Vanderbilt might be a better team than Tennessee.
They could be. What about A&M?
That's the one I like a lot. I think
Who are they? What are they? Because they could be one of those dark horse teams that's there at the end that we didn't think about.
They have more returning starters than anyone else in the conference. They have more returning defensive starters than anyone else in the conference. They have a quarterback returning. It's year 2 of the head coach, and they've recruited at an elite level. What is not to like about Texas A&M?
Their history, that's it. They have a history of peeing their pants. But they check every box. Outside of a history of soiling themselves in important moments.
All right, how about this?
They check every box.
How about this? Texas, because here's the thing, back to your point about the conference championship game losing its value, I actually don't care about who picks what to go to the championship game. It doesn't really matter as much. I might pick Texas, Alabama. I might pick Georgia, Alabama. I might pick LSU, Georgia. I might pick Texas, LSU. I don't know, but it's probably those 4. I think those 4 are above everybody else.
Yeah.
The playoff contenders who are, if you were to look at the 3 teams that made it last year, which is Georgia, Texas, and Tennessee, and then you add Alabama, South Carolina, and Ole Miss, were the teams that were right on the outside looking in of the rankings, right? They were like 13, 14, and 15, basically, right there. That's who I want to know is who's in that group this year. And Texas and Georgia, Alabama and LSU, South Carolina, Florida, and Texas A&M. I don't think there's another team that makes the playoff. Do I think Auburn could be much better? Yes. Do I think Ole Miss could be sneaky good if Austin Simmons is great? Yes. Do I think Tennessee and Vanderbilt and Oklahoma all have a chance to be very good? Yes. I don't think any of those teams can challenge the top tier.
What about Oklahoma?
Their schedule's way too hard.
It's hard. They got Mateer. They got Jaden. I mean, they got some nice pieces they've added.
It's way too hard.
You think so? Too much to overcome?
They're going to be better at offensive line. They'll be better at receiver. They'll be better at quarterback. They'll be better at play caller.
Look at their
schedule.
Look at their schedule. I can find a way. So, okay. Illinois State's a win. Michigan, who knows?
I think Michigan's going to be really good.
If they are, then they're probably going to lose.
I think Michigan's really good.
At Temple, that's kind of tricky because it's a road game.
They're going to
should win
Temple. It's a win.
Auburn.
At home, right?
Home. Kent State. I mean, I hear what you're saying. You
got Auburn. That Auburn
the Red River game. You got an at South Carolina.
Dude.
I could see them be Florida, though, from last year. I could see it be a Florida kind of thing, which...
So they win games in the back half.
You're not a playoff team at that point, but you're a lot better than we thought.
They win games in the back half of the schedule? The way Florida did?
Yeah, but the front half of the schedule outside of the Michigan game isn't terrible.
Jackson Arnold back in town?
Yeah. And I don't know if I believe Michigan's going to be that good. So we'll see. We'll
Michigan, Auburn, Texas, South Carolina, Ole Miss, at Tennessee, at Alabama, Missouri, and LSU. That is
No, it's hard.
It's like
It's like
seven
Florida
playoff.
last year. It looks like it's impossible.
Yeah.
It looks like it's impossible.
But
But
Florida this year.
John Mateer.
I am not putting Florida and Oklahoma in because of their schedules. I think they're really good teams. But the schedule is not fair relative
Florida's
to like Tennessee or Missouri's schedule.
Florida's schedule's brutal.
Auburn's schedule Auburn's schedule is a joke.
Yeah,
it's a joke, and they could relative to SEC.
It's a joke, but if they're using 3 different coordinators and 3 different quarterbacks, I mean, yeah, it's Baylor, Ball States. I mean, it's.
Look at the last half of their schedule. Look at the last half.
It's not bad. Alabama at home is the hardest one, the Iron Bowl, and then you've got like at Vandy, Kentucky.
They play the worst
at Arkansas, Missouri at home. It's favorable.
Look at this: Missouri, Arkansas, Kentucky, Vanderbilt. Those could be 4 of the worst.
Okay, so what if they go
16.
7-5 with that schedule?
Then he's in trouble.
But will they ever not be in trouble? That's my question to you.
You're right. You're right.
Are they perpetual just dog crap? Do they need to accept their 7-5? Like, is that what they need to just accept? And every once in a while, they'll be great.
That Baylor game is so important.
It's huge.
Like they could be better than Oklahoma and A&M on the road. I would have them. I would have them losing to A&M, losing to Georgia, and losing to Alabama. But they get Alabama and Georgia both at home, and we know weird things happen when those two teams when those two teams come to the Plains.
Cutthroat.
It's very weird. I could see them absolutely being 9-2 going into the Alabama game.
Yeah, it's intense. Like Gavin Newsom's Twitter.
It's crucial. Anyway, all right. So who's your official playoff?
Alabama, Texas.
Those are the
and
only
then we'll
two
go
teams?
third team.
I think 5 make it this year, unless the Big 12 takes the spot.
I'm going to go with those 2 for sure.
The thing that
I don't really like Georgia, dude.
But you know they're going to answer questions though as the season goes on.
Yeah, but I'm like anti-Georgia, man. I'm going to go LSU gets in. You got 5.
I got 5.
I'll go 4. And I'm going to go A&M is the 4th team.
I like that pick. Here's the caveat, and I can't get this out of my head, and you'll appreciate this because at this time of year, strange things creep into your brain as a college football expert, and you can't get it out of there. It's like a wormhole. The Big 12 is going to take 2 spots this year, and I can't figure out why I feel this way. I like Kansas State to win the league, but there's so many good teams, not great teams. But if one other team is good enough, Arizona State, Texas Tech, Iowa State, TCU, Baylor, Utah, there's good football teams. And if 2 of them end up playing in the Big 12 championship game that are in the top 10, which I think is possible, then the Big 12 is going to they're going to steal a bid potentially. And if they steal a bid the way the ACC did last year, that is where you might lose a 5th spot for the SEC. The other thing that could happen is the Big 10. Like Oregon could miss the playoff altogether because they go 9-3.
Yeah.
Penn State and Ohio State are probably in. I don't know if Illinois can make the run to 10-2. I don't think Michigan.
There's South Carolina to me. Like I don't know what Illinois is or isn't.
Illinois has Auburn's schedule. It is such an easy schedule.
It's favorable.
They don't play Oregon. They don't play Penn State. They don't play Ohio. Oh, they play Ohio State. They don't play Michigan. Illinois doesn't play any of the best teams in the league. And so I could see 3 getting in from the Big 10, maybe even 2. If Oregon goes 9-3 and Michigan doesn't make it and Illinois doesn't make it, I think Indiana takes a step back. It could just be Penn State and Ohio State to get in. There's going to be an extra bid somewhere, and I don't know where it comes from.
I could see it being the Big 12. I think I'm leaning towards that direction because there's so many teams that are kind of the same.
Yeah.
But I could see somebody step up, and I wouldn't be shocked just based on pure money that they're spending, even though they just had an injury at running back, with it being Texas Tech is one of those teams.
I agree with you. Here's
100%.
Here's the last and final twist. If LSU has the extra loss, but that extra loss is a close road trip to number 1 Clemson, because I think Clemson's going to be number 1 going into the playoff. I think Clemson's number 1. If LSU's only extra loss, like they're a 2-loss team, but they had to play Clemson on the road, the number 1 team in the nation, and they lose in a close game. It's a really good battle. Clemson wins. LSU loses a close game. How do you fault LSU for playing the number one team in the country on the road and losing close when you play basically an even game and putting in 10-2 Illinois, who doesn't play.
I don't think you can, especially with the new metrics that they're talking about using. So that would favor a fifth. Yeah, I'm with you.
That's why I think LSU could get in,
yeah,
even with a third loss, because I think their loss is going to be to Clemson.
I think with the new stuff they're talking about using as a priority in the evaluation, I think you're right.
I think Clemson's number one right now.
Huh?
Like, I would have them at number one.
Kind of hope so.
Oh, man.
I like Dabo. Howdy doody. Whistle while you work.
Hey, we've been in the name, image, and likeness for a long time. The name, image, and likeness of Jesus Christ.
Jesus. He is authentic as hell, man. I
agree.
He is real.
He is not Baby Billy. He's
real.
John Goodman.
Yes. Yes.
He's a true believer.
You.
All right,
Baby
man.
Billy.
What's the craziest thing to have? Because here's the other thing. The hot seat is going to be nuts this year in the SEC because not a single coach got fired last year.
Nope.
So what's happening at the end of the year?
Who could I see get axed? It's hard.
Sam Pittman's
Mark
gone.
Stoops obviously would be an easy one. Sam Pittman would be an easy one.
Buyout for Stoops is like $29 million or something like that.
That's a lot of money, but still. Stoops, Pittman, those guys. Could Jeff Lebby be pulled after second year? I guess.
No, I don't
know.
Billy Napier
who could get. Napier? But like that's obvious too. That's like
Brent Venables.
Year.
Brent Venables.
I said he was going to get fired during the season last year.
You did.
He got through the end. Again, I think it's like too obvious.
Brian Kelly.
Now you're cooking with peanut oil. If they don't do what we think they're going to do.
Duck Dynasty over there in the swamps of Louisiana. Hugh Freeze, Brett Venables, Brian Kelly, Sam Pittman, Mark Stoops, Jeff Lebby, Billy Napier. Something's happening.
You think all of them?
No, I'm just saying in that group, half of them are going to get fired.
What if they all survive?
It's almost
like last year.
It's almost statistically improbable.
Okay.
Like it's almost impossible.
We'll see. We're in the money saving business now.
That's true. It's a good point.
We'll see.
All right, man. Thank you for hanging out. Tell everybody where they can find you, man. ML Rose. Besides sitting at ML Rose.
ML Rose, of course. Love that. I'll have my newfound passion of bourbon in hand, hanging out at ML Rose, but or a beautiful Tennessee whiskey. But besides that, Monday through Friday. Tennessee whiskey. Monday through Friday, full ride with Rick Neuheisel at 8 Central Time. Yeah, 8 to 11. Yep. Channel 84. If you like NASCAR, Wednesdays, 2 o'clock on NASCAR radio. And after the first game and before the primetime game, during that middle tier 3:30 slot on Mad Dog Radio, talking about the games on Saturdays. Yes.
Are you doing that this weekend?
Huh?
Are you doing that this weekend?
Yes.
Oh, we're competing this weekend. I got ESPN Radio from 3 to 6.
What channel is that on
Central Time?
On Sirius?
I don't know. Whatever channel ESPN Radio is, whatever the national.
Yeah, I listen to one channel. I listen to 100. So I don't know. Somebody asked me, when's the last time you listened to the college sports channel?
I hear you.
Don't know. Don't know.
I listen every day from 8 to 11 a.m. Central Time.
Well, you're a liar, but thank you for lying.
God's time. All right. Thank you for coming on and hanging out. Always a pleasure to see you, my guy.
All right. Roll Tide.
Congratulations on life.
Yes. Roll Tide.
ML Rose, everybody. Please go check out one of their 7 great locations. Drink specials as well. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next time.